Serpentine Pavilion is a structure that we build on the Serpentine Gallery's lawn every summer.
The galleries are a landmark within London's cultural institution that welcome over 1 million visitors to the exhibitions across 2 extraordinary sites here in Hyde Park.
And it's incredibly exciting because it's the only project of its kind worldwide at this level of ambition.
The impossibly young and talented architect Bjarke Ingels has suggested that he wanted to create something new and extraordinary by ripping something else apart. And I think what we've seen here with the unzipped wall is again this really revolutionary usage in terms of the public space, and for the first time it actually has Wi-Fi.
Of course, Bjarke Ingels is also of a generation, of architects who very connects to digital media. The pavilion is extremely densely used. It's a great ongoing adventure, and we don't have any favorite pavilions. We love them all, and I would say it's the diversity of these experiences, At a certain moment it can be a piece of conversation, like in the case of Rem Koolhaas. At a certain moment it can be a laboratory. In Frank Gehry it was all about stretching. It had to do with mirroring themselves, and it was kind of an interesting game. In the case of Olafur Eliasson and Kjetil Thorsen, at a certain moment it can be almost like speaker's corner, a very open situation. Around 2 or 3 years ago, we decided to also work with a younger generation of architects. It's like Sue Fujimoto, who developed something of a structure which is like a cloud. Interesting, of course, also in relation to the digital cloud.
It began in 2000 when the Serpentine had its 30th anniversary. And the purpose of the Princess of Wales being the patron of our renovation appeal and Vanity Fair being our sponsor was to give a series of gala dinners on our lawn, which Vanity Fair organised in conjunction with the Serpentine. We asked Zaha Hadid, who by that time was a trustee of the gallery, to design a structure that we would then build and site on our lawn, and the gala dinner would take place in the structure of her making. What was so fantastic was that Chris Smith, who was the then Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport, came to the gala, loved Zaha's work, and I asked him whether he would agree to the pavilion, as it became known, to stay on the Serpentine Gallery's lawn for the rest of the summer. We'd only had agreement to put it up for one night. And he said yes, absolutely. The Royal Parks came under his remit. He gave us his approval, and people began to visit it and use it and inhabit it in a prototype of what we would then do for the next 15 years. As a process, it's incredibly exciting. What will the first scheme look like? Will it be any good? Can we build it? Is it too expensive? And also importantly, we work with a stupendously good team of structural engineers led by David Glover and the Serpentine's head of projects, Julie Burnell, to deliver what is a super exciting structure at breakneck speed, no more than 6 months from invitation to completion. The expanded programme is to explore what the Serpentine can really do in terms of the presentation of contemporary architects' work. What's important about this project is that it also relates very strongly to the context of the park. Queen Caroline's Temple, which is a stone's throw from the gallery designed by William Kent in the 18th century, is a beautiful little structure which is at odds really with its surrounding. People inhabit in a very different way to the building. There are no doors, there's nothing to prevent them coming in. They take it as their own. It's their space. And that, of course, is incredibly exciting because it's their town square. It's their public space. It's very exciting that the local news, London News, used Jean Nouvel's pavilion as a backdrop to the news, the same image shown every day. I mean, this means that what we're doing here is really embedded in the heart of this city, and we are an educational trust, a not-for-profit charity.
What we'd love to further is, of course, the live moment, but also the experimentation of what it means to use technology to harness the power of art and artists, about thinking how virtual reality might affect the way we choose to enter an exhibition. So I think while nothing can, of course, supplant the live moment, that live moment opens itself up to all sorts of experimentation. I think we've started with the mantra of our great friend and artist Zaha Hadid. She said there should be no end to experimentation, and that's really the spirit with which we continue. So for me, it's really a journey of experimentation, thinking how we can bring the greatest exhibitions, how we can imbue the building with the greatest public programs, how we can be educational, how we can be entertaining, also how we can bring the visitor in who might not otherwise come.
It's very important to us that people come, they engage, they look, they see, they discuss, engaging. But at the heart of it, at the centre of it, is this idea of making something, making architecture that people can experience. They come to the park, they walk, they play, they promenade, and here it is. They don't need to take it seriously, nobody's asking them to learn anything, they can engage with it, they can have a view about it, and they can come back the year after.